Welcome back with me Axel again. This is gameplay for Hawk and we are going to evolve another plane into triple S class for today. So let's get started and here goes. I'm going to start with the robots first. I'm having Nicola at level 110 and the other one is Manus at maximum SS class. For the plane, I'm going to choose the remaining plane. One of them is going to be Flamer. At least for now, this is the plane that I'm going to evolve to SSS class. And the other perks, but they are staying the same. And of course, the SSS as usual will give you like the extra shield, deflector shield that is called. First of all, I'm going to test the Flamer before that at maximum SS class. And let's compare it to the other SSS class after the evolution of it. Here goes one of the stage that I'm going to have for now. It's like the normal missions plus the boss. Alright, Flamer at the normal attack. It doesn't seem to be very effective against all of these normal planes, especially the flames. I remember back then that the flames are really strong, quite effective against even the normal planes. Alright, the small boss, my goodness, almost got hit. Alright, watch out with the rockets. And the Flamer has no shield at the moment, so I have to dodge. Like the usual one, I have to play dodge with all of these obstacles. And many of these planes that cannot really be killed easily by the flames. SS-140 seems like a very weak planes. Compared with the previous version, Flamer used to be my favorite, at least one of my favorite plane. But right now, seeing from the performance of this plane, it's kind of like another drag. It's kind of like using this plane is like a burden, and luckily there is not much of the missions that use Flamer. Alright, now we have to defeat this boss. I'm going to use this overdrive as well. For the overdrive, it's kind of like not much of the damage or impact towards this boss. It's kind of disappointing for a moment. We have the second form for this boss. Let's test out the other overdrive after this. Laser. Right, the laser is kind of dangerous. I want to blast every single kind of projectiles on the screen. Well, without any of these robots' help, I won't be able to win maybe for this boss. This is the overdrive. Scratchy damage. It's not really, it's very weak compared with the other damage. Even the normal attack probably will be better. Ways of overdrive actually to use them on this boss. The fourth ability is even, look at the fourth ability, it does a very tiny damage, not reasonable damage. Or what happened to Flamer anyway? Not sure what happened to you, but wish that I have a better Flamer rather than this. Alright, the next stage, I'm going to first of all evolve the Flamer before I forgot. Of course, the main purpose for today is to evolve this plane. Here goes the increase in the stats. We got shield power and special power remains the same after evolution. Alright, maximum level will become like 200, but I'm going to have another upgrades, like 10 upgrades like usual. We have 148, 149, 150. Alright, that's more than enough. We have the same stage to test this plane. Alright, here goes. Wish that I could defeat this stage a lot easier with this SSS Flamer. Much of 80 targets, and according to damage, oh my goodness, why the damage doesn't seem to even improving. Look at the normal damage. My goodness, how come that this plane is so weak even at SSS class? I'm not sure what happened to this. Is at version 1.10. I wish that there would be like some kind of improvement after all of this. My goodness, I have evolved the Flamer, that would be like disappointing. Alright, here goes. I'm using a bit of these flames. Using the robots. Have to be dependent on the robots. Have no other choices. Right, they're shooting like crazy. The plane over there. More or less, if you see the power, it doesn't have any of the impact on the boss as well. We see this a little bit laggy on this. Not sure what happened. Alright, Menace. Alright, the game is kinda getting slower, but surely getting there. Blast away one of the wing. Here goes the R1. Fell down. Alright, the second form. We definitely have to win on this. Menace. The extra SSS shield. Of course, when you see that the health bar is not really decreasing at all, even on the normal stage, at least that's the plus point for getting the SSS for this plane. But don't expect the improvement on damage unless probably later at 1 point something. I don't know when FLAMER will get any of the improvements. Right, a little bit laggy as well. It's kind of waiting for this boss to get done. I'm not sure why FLAMER is kind of getting laggy for today. Or is it FLAMER, the plane, or probably the server? I'm not sure about that. Alright, here goes. Right, you're shooting laser. I have the shield. You're about to die and die. Boom! Finally! Victory on this. Now for the next, I'm going to switch to our robot like Kraken, and hopefully that these powerful robots, or hopefully this Risk, as I see that this plane needs more of the protection apart from all of those weak damage. We got 189, one of the stage that I'm going to test list for today, and here goes 189. 1.10. This destroy 120 targets. That's a lot to accomplish, but at least I got this new setup, more than enough to help me on this stage. Right, SSS FLAMER. How to command on this plane? It's so weak and even barely do any of the damage. Look at the small planes. I was having a hard time before on the other stage, and more or less it's the same as on the stage. Right, here goes for a Risk, and credits goes to my robots inside of this plane. Alright, great. The fourth ability comes up and didn't even fully destroy the red balls. That's kinda like a shame. My goodness, the weakest plane over all of the other planes that I have SSS so far. Hopefully there won't be any weaker than this. It's kind of very disappointing on this FLAMER. Laser, the other stuff. Well, let's see about the higher level probably, or maximum level, I'm not sure, but at least if you want to keep the FLAMER at low level at SSS class, it's not really recommended at all. Right, winning on the stage, victory. Now go for the other stage. What will he have at least for now? Let's go and scroll down to the other stage, earlier stage. And I think that FLAMER got nerfed back then from the 1.7. How about testing it from the previous stage? I still remember how he performed. And now with the SSS class, should supposed to be a lot stronger than the previous one. Right, for the previous stages, that was so surprising. The performance of FLAMER is quite okay, at least for all of these stages. I can see that damage is still quite good for all of these small planes. And why is that? I'm not sure why the latest stage. Sometimes there is a plane that you have to compare at the previous stage, and sometimes there is a plane that is even weaker at the previous stage. I'm not sure why is that, but the previous and the after stage, that's what I have to compare. Previous versions. Alright, we got this. Menace, got rid all of them. Now how about these cannons? Alright, all of these cannons, planes. Nice. Now we see like the mini boss. Great. Incoming rockets. More of these rockets again. Rockets and rockets. Alright, planes. Alright, more than enough. I think the Flamer is quite good at the previous stage, but at the latest stage, SSS class Flamer is not really that recommended. Which one would you choose? Probably the other planes. This is just another heads up, another reminder. Alright, let's go for the other earlier stage, even more than that. 154. How about this stage? Or let me scroll. Right, 154. I think that's more than enough. Let's go and conquer the boss, if that's possible. I need to test on this kind of plane. Alright, for this stage, Flamer got like a little bit hard on in difficulty in terms of defeating all of these enemies. As you can see, with even the damage help from the menace or the other stuff, Flamer got difficulty on clearing up the planes. Alright, here goes the risk. Back then, risk is another star, like a few of these stages on 1.7, 1.8. Right, here goes menace. The help of the plane. Alright, starting from the middle, I see that the strength of the Flamer is increasing a bit. Probably that's the help from the drops. Alright, here goes the digit. Digit on this stage. More or less, I got risk to back me up. In terms of damage, Flamer still does not really being that helpful. It's the robots doing anyway, not the Flamer. Alright, here goes. I'm trying to blast away the boss, but it's too close. And even the damage is not really that worth it. Alright, here comes the statue. The bombing statue. Every single kind of grenades or traps we can see on the screen. The next form is gonna be another hands. Another pair extra hands. Hidden well by the boss. Alright. Alright, for the second one, I think the damage is working on this one. A lot of incoming projectiles. Next, the boss stays stealthy like that. And more of these lasers. Trying to dodge. An incoming laser. The boss shoots from the thief. A little bit laggy again on this boss. I'm not sure why is that. Alright. Trying to finish this as soon as possible with the extra lagginess. Here goes. The stars are flying around. Menace. Trying to clean up a bit on this damage. Alright. We got this. The boss is going to be over. That's the overdrive that I just used. Overdrive works only a bit on this boss. More or less the comparison of SSS class, and more or less that what I have demo to you guys. But I think that Flamer is not really going to survive on 1.10. The newest stage, except from the help of your co-op partner or something like that. But probably in the future there will be like some kind of upgrades or improvement from the developers. This is the deflector shield. If you compare SSS and SSS Flamer, I think that the shield is working enough for protecting up this plane like always. But I'm not sure about the others. Well, anyway, this is all about my gameplay for today, and thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave thumbs up as always, and goodbye. At least trying to get it a lot on this pulsar. I had no choice as the main gun is not really that great against all of these crowds. Right, Nicola and Menace. Let's go with this. Almost dying. It's kind of like wasting a lot of my armor and health. One more go and then I shall be dead. It's like kind of not an easy way to die like this.